I am Charlotte Jackson, and this is Game Changer, the podcast that empowers you to align with your true self, mind, body, and spirit, because that is where the magic happens. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a certified holistic coach, Reiki master, and EFT practitioner, and I'm a recovered crystal meth addict. And everything I share with you are things that have already helped me, things I've learnt, or things I am learning along my journey. So welcome, and thank you so much for being here. It is my only wish that this episode finds the person that it is meant to find and empowers them to change their life. Hello. Welcome back to Game Changer. As always, I am so excited to be here, and we've got a little bit of a different vibe on the podcast today. So I'm going to talk about something that I have found so incredibly beneficial during my journey, and something that continues to be incredibly beneficial, which is meditation. And I really want to break it down and kind of go into the benefits of it, the way that I feel it has helped me, explain what it is, because I think that sometimes there is a kind of misconception of what meditation is really all about, and kind of introduce you to it if it's something that is not a thing that you do regularly. So in March this year, I started meditating again. I hadn't been doing it for a little while, and I went back to a daily practice, and I've now been meditating for over 120 days, which is so exciting, and I'm really starting to see the benefits. And sometimes this could be as simple as 5 minutes. Okay, I am not perfect, but sometimes I do half an hour, and it really depends what's going on, what's happening in my day, if I've slept, if I haven't, if I'm a bit disorganized, whatever. But I still make sure that I sit down every single day and just dedicate at least 5 minutes to this practice that I just think is so incredibly beneficial. Another thing that I'm going to do after I've kind of introduced what meditation is all about is actually take you through a really gentle and beautiful meditation. And I really do truly believe that if you are listening to this episode right now, then definitely give the meditation a go, because I'm sure that there is something in it that you are going to benefit from, whether it is some form of healing, the energy that you'll receive by just listening to the meditation, the time. There is a reason that you've been brought to this podcast, and there is a reason that I'm doing a meditation in it and that you are listening to it. So trust that and just give it a go. Even if you are a total beginner, I promise you it'll be very easy. If you just want to skip ahead straight to the meditation rather than listen to me talk about what meditation is, I'm going to put the details of the timestamp into the show notes, so that you can just fast forward straight to the meditation and just start, rather than having to listen to my preamble. So, gosh, what is meditation? Okay, meditation, in a nutshell, is fucking life-changing, okay? If you haven't done it before, I really do encourage you to give it a go. And I don't mean just once or twice. I mean consistently stick with this practice. Even if you can only commit to 5 minutes a day, just do it and watch how your life will change. There's so much scientific research all around meditation and why it's beneficial. It reduces stress, it helps us with emotional regulation, it reduces anxiety and depression, it can even improve your sleep, it also boosts your immune system and lowers your blood pressure. So all of these things are such positive outcomes of something that literally could take you 5 to 20 minutes every day. It also massively helps with our focus and attention, and this is something that I absolutely love about it. So how often are you in a conversation with someone, or have you been in a conversation with someone where they start talking and then you realize that you are thinking about something completely unrelated and you have absolutely no idea what the person is saying? Okay. We've all been there. We're all guilty. We zone out. We start thinking about something completely different, and you suddenly think, fuck, I'm literally thinking about what I'm going to eat for dinner, and this person is telling me something, and I just have no idea what they're talking about. With meditation, you sit there and you basically notice your thoughts come up. And I will get into this in a moment as well, because I think a lot of people have this misconception that meditation is all about clearing your mind, and it's not. So when you're in meditation, your thoughts just start coming to you. Boom, boom, boom. Random thoughts popping in. And what you do is you notice a thought and you just think, oh, okay, that's interesting. That's really interesting that that's on my mind, but I'm going to deal with that later because right now I'm meditating. And then you continue. Sometimes you might focus on a mantra. Sometimes you might focus on your breath. That's a really common one, just to focus back on your breath rather than letting yourself run off with the thought. Sometimes you might let yourself run off with the thought and then you bring your attention back. But what this practice does, the continual practice of having a thought and then bringing yourself back, having a thought and bringing your focus back to your breathing, or bringing your focus back to a mantra, it actually instills this repetitive behavior that when you are focusing on something, if your attention gets taken away, you are able to bring your focus back to what you're actually focusing on. And you can imagine how beneficial that is in life, not just in conversation, but with work. When you're working on something and you get distracted, you just bring your attention straight back to what you're doing because you practice it so often in meditation. It just becomes this automatic thing, which is absolutely fucking amazing. We could all do with being a lot more focused and attentive in what we're doing. That we live in this world where everything is vying for our attention. Social media, television, there's so much noise all the time, blah, blah, blah. But when you meditate regularly, you're able to just bring your focus back and just be present so much more. And I promise you, it is just so, so beneficial. It also massively increases your self-awareness as well, because how often, and I want you to sit there and really think about the answer to this question and be very honest with yourself, okay? How often do you currently sit down in silence on your own and do nothing? I think for so many people, the answer to this question would be when they go to bed. And that's generally the only time that the majority of people would spend in silence, would be when they're going to bed. But the trouble with this is that you're actually trying to get to sleep. So you're still not sitting with yourself, you're trying to get to sleep. And so it still doesn't bring you that self-awareness. And in fact, it's actually easier to sleep when you practice meditation regularly, because you have already sat and allowed your thoughts to come up and all these things that run on repeat in the background and da-da-da-da-da-da. You actually allow that to all come up, and then you get to a point where you just let it go. And then when you are actually trying to go to bed, you don't have these moments of racing thoughts because you've already sat with yourself during the day, and it's just such a gift. Honestly, I think that meditation is one of the greatest gifts that we can give to ourselves, because this world is so busy. Our lives are so busy. We're always running around like crazy. We are literally headless chickens sometimes in this world. There is always something going on. There's always something happening. We are time poor. We've always got stuff going on. There's not enough time in the day, etc., etc., etc. And what a gift to give yourself, where you are saying, do you know what? I love you so much that I am just going to take 20 minutes of my day to actually just sit with you. That's how much I love you. I just want to sit with you, no distractions, nothing else going on. I don't want to do anything other than just witness what you're thinking and what you're feeling and what you're experiencing. It is just so, so beautiful, and it is such a gift in this busy world to sit with yourself for 10, 20 minutes a day. It really is, and it's absolutely life-changing. And then also meditation, oh my goodness, in terms of what it does to your energy. I love talking about energetics. As some of you would know, I'm a Reiki master. I love all things energy, and I do believe that everything is energy. And when you meditate, you start to really embody this grounded, calm, relaxed, grateful, abundant, peaceful, loving state, right? You just exude this energy out of yourself, and it ripples into everyone around you. And, you know, we all know these people who have these crazy, chaotic lives where it seems like there's always something going wrong, there's always something happening, there's always a drama following them. You know, that old wives' tale, bad things always come in threes. That is very similar to thinking this, you know, that when you have the law of attraction, you literally attract the frequency that you embody. So, what kind of people and situations do you want to bring into your life? Do you want this chaotic, ungrounded, dramatic, all this stuff that's going on? Or do you want grounded, calm, steady, relaxed energy? Because I know which one I would prefer. I do not want to be stuck in this sort of chaotic vortex, sucking in all the drama and chaos towards me. I instead want to put out this energy of peace and relaxation and love and gratitude. That is the energy that I want to embody, and meditation massively, massively helps with that. Because when you give yourself this time to just sit in your energy, it really reduces the feelings of chaos. So I honestly just really recommend meditation. And meditation found me when I was getting clean. And it was really funny actually, because it was not something that I really knew much about. I think I may have possibly used the Headspace app once or twice. That was about it. Now my favorite meditation app, if you do want a meditation app and you want to get into meditation more, I use Insight Timer. It is so good. There's so many meditations on there. If you don't want to use guided meditations, you can just go and you can listen to a chime or some music, or you can have silence and it will just time the meditation for you. Just press the button, off you go. It tracks it for you. You can track how long you've been meditating for, how many days, etc. It's awesome. Really, really highly recommend Insight Timer. I'll also put a link to that in the show notes as well, to the app, because it's really, really useful. But I first came across meditation when I was getting clean, and I actually came across it in a podcast, and it was a podcast with Kat Fowler, who I absolutely love, and she was doing a grounding meditation, I should say, sorry. And I really have no idea how I came across this podcast, or it's called the Soul Awakening Podcast, if anybody wants to look it up. And I have no idea how I came across it, but you know, everything always happens for a reason. And that meditation certainly found me exactly at the right time. And that is why I know that if you are listening to this, then this meditation is 100% for you. It's only going to be 10 to 15 minutes long. And I just really think that it will benefit you. If you are listening to this, it is meant for you. So definitely give it a go. But this meditation of Kat's, it found me at a time in my life where I was so ungrounded. I was essentially running around out of my body, and you know, my nervous system was shot. It was all over the place. I'd just gotten clean. I thought I was losing my mind, and this meditation found me. And I used to do it every day. I would just sit there. It was half an hour, which now when I think, I'm like, geez, half an hour for a beginner meditator, you know, I was hitting it hardcore. But meditation does not have to be that long. But honestly, these meditations are so beautiful, and they were exactly what I needed. And I'm just so grateful that I get to give that gift to people now as well. And I really, really hope and pray that this podcast and this meditation in particular just finds the people that need it. And the one last thing I want to say about meditation before we get into it is that meditation is not about emptying your mind. It is not about not having any thoughts. I so often hear people say, when I say to them, oh yeah, I meditate every day, and they go, oh, I'm not good at meditation. And you don't have to be good at meditation. I'm just going to put this out there. There is no such thing as good or bad at meditation. There is just meditation. That's it. You can't be good or bad at it. If you're sitting in meditation and your mind is going, and you know, like there's all these crazy anxious thoughts coming in, and and you just feel so busy, and you think that's why you're not good at meditation, having no thoughts or having thoughts whilst you meditate does not mean you're good or bad at meditation. Meditation is genuinely just the practice of just sitting with yourself and allowing the thoughts to come. Just allowing the thoughts to literally bombard you. Just let them come. You just sit there and they come and they come and they come and they come. And if you just allow them to come at you, you will find that suddenly they sort of just dissipate just a little bit. They will start to slow down. You focus on your breath and your breathing, and you just slowly, slowly, slowly slow down. Doesn't matter if another thought comes, it doesn't matter. You just let it. And you can say to yourself, oh, thank you, that is so interesting. But right now I'm meditating and I will think about that when I'm done. And then you just carry on. And it is such a beautiful practice, and that's all you have to do. You just sit with your thoughts. That is it. You're not trying to get rid of them. You're not trying to tell yourself not to think. You just say, that's great, that's awesome. Now I have some insight into what's actually going on in my subconscious mind. And the longer you sit in meditation, the deeper you can get into your subconscious. Once you get past 20 minutes and you start getting into the kind of 30 minutes or so, that's when you will really start to get into, and you will see the thoughts that are coming up, the patterns that are coming up. And it's really, really beneficial as well, if you have time, to just do a little kind of journaling session after your meditation and just make a note of what came up and what you remembered coming up, because you might start to see patterns and then see, oh my goodness, that's what's playing on my mind at the moment. Oh my goodness, that thought, that's so weird that I was thinking about that thing that happened 20 years ago. Why does that keep coming up? Why do I keep thinking about this person and that person and this person? Oh, okay, I see the patterns there in this relationship. That's why that's coming up. It's so fascinating. It's a great way to just get into your subconscious. And finally, one of the best things about meditation is that it really, really allows you to just become detached from things. So again, it's very similar to what I was saying about having focus, where because you're constantly bringing your focus back to something. So with the detachment, every time a thought comes at you, instead of running with the thought and thinking, oh yeah, like, oh, following it, where's it going? Yes, this, that, you just go, oh yeah, that's interesting, that's a thought, but I don't need to deal with that now. I'll deal with it afterwards. And then the thought carries on and off it goes. And then another one comes, and it almost as though the thoughts become like clouds just floating past you. They just come and they just go, and they just come and they just go. And you become detached from what you're thinking. So what does this help with? Well, a few things. Number one is detaching from the outcomes of certain situations, but also in day-to-day life, you are suddenly less triggered by things and less attached to your own thoughts, and it's fucking amazing. It's, you know, when you have those moments where you think, oh, I wish I'd said that. When you speak to someone, you think, I wish I'd said that. Because you're so quick to respond that something happens, you have an interaction, and then straight away, bam, you say something. And then afterwards you think, oh, I really wish I'd said this or that or that. When you meditate regularly, because you're so used to detaching from your thoughts and practicing over and over again, oh yeah, that's my thought, but I don't actually have to attach any meaning to it. I can just let it go and I can deal with it later. My thoughts aren't me, and just let them come and go. When you're in conversation with people, you actually find that you are able to practice that just in day-to-day conversation. Someone will say something and you don't feel so attached to having to quickly say something. You give yourself time to actually think and respond versus actually react to things. And it's really beautiful. And it happens just by practicing meditation. You don't have to try, but then you just slowly notice that your behavior is starting to change, and it's absolutely beautiful. And my most favorite part of meditation is just that it seems to magically just draw people and situations into your life that are more aligned for you and the person that you are. And I have no explanation as to why that happens, other than it is just all about the energy, about you tuning in with yourself so deeply that the energy that you put out and the frequency that you put out is so aligned with who you truly are that people are just drawn to you. The right people, the right situations, doors open, things just happen, and it is beautiful. It is one of the greatest gifts of sitting with yourself, that you then start to become more and more yourself and embody yourself, and you will start to see people and situations fall away from your life as well, and new people come in, and it is beautiful. And it's one of my favorite things, and that is probably the thing that I have most enjoyed about meditating on a regular basis, that I just feel as though I am becoming more and more myself every single day, and I'm just drawing people and situations into my life who are more and more aligned with that, and it's just such a gift, and I'm just so grateful for it. So I would really hope that you will get to experience the same thing as well. Okay, so we're going to go into the meditation now, which I am really excited and grateful to lead you through. It'll only be about 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. We'll see how we go. But I'm really excited and grateful that I get to do this with you. So if you just want to get comfy, if you need to pause the podcast quickly whilst you just go and set yourself up, you can do this sitting in a chair if you want to, with your feet flat on the ground, or if you would prefer to sit somewhere cross-legged, like on your couch or even on the bed. I wouldn't massively recommend lying down. I think that meditation is much more beneficial if you sit up, because if you lie down, there is a chance that you might fall asleep, and that's not what we're trying to achieve here. If you just get comfy, pause the podcast if you have to, and then come back, and then we'll get going. So let's go. We'll start with some breathing. So if you just close your eyes down, if that feels comfortable to you. And we're going to start by taking 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And the reason that we do this is because it signals to the body that you are relaxed and safe. So just take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. And final breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now, if you've got your feet flat on the floor, I just want you to imagine some roots growing out of them. And if you're sitting upright and your feet aren't flat on the floor, just imagine the root growing out of the base of your spine. So we're just going to imagine the roots growing out of either your feet or your spine, whichever applies. Going down through the floor of the room that you're sitting in, through all the levels of the building that you're in, into the ground, through the grass, through the mud, through the bedrock, right into the center of the earth. And I just want you to imagine the connection and just feel the energy to the earth's core. This is a really grounding energy. It's a great way to start a meditation. Just allow yourself to relax and just feel that. We'll just take a few breaths here. Just a regular breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Now I want you to imagine a big hoop above your head, about the size of a hula hoop. And just imagine through this hoop above your head, it's about 1 meter above your head. Just imagine some golden light coming down through the hoop, showering you, covering your entire body from your head right down to your toes. And I just want you to do a really quick scan of your body, starting with your head, Just noticing any tension, any discomfort. Scan down to your eyes and your nose. Unclench your jaw. With every breath, you continue to scan past your throat, past your shoulders, down your arms, down your chest, stomach, all the way down your legs to your feet. I just want you to sit for a moment, this golden light pouring down over you whilst you're connected into the earth's core, just filling you up. And whilst you sit here, I want you to ask yourself, what is it that I need most in this moment? It might be a word that comes to mind. It might be an image. It might be a feeling. Whatever it is, just allow it to come in. What is it that I need most in this moment? Just take a moment, put your hands on your heart, and think about what it is that you need. And as you breathe in, just breathe whatever that is into your body. And as you breathe out, imagine everything else, all the negative emotions, all the things that are holding you back, all the limiting beliefs, expelling from your body. Breathe in your intention once again into your heart, and breathe out everything that you don't need. And just take this moment with your hands on your heart to just thank yourself. Say thank you so much for taking the time to sit with me and ask me what I need. Thank you. Now, just release your hands onto your lap or onto your knees, whatever feels most comfortable. And I'm just going to leave you for a few moments to sit with yourself and enjoy the rest of this meditation. All you need to do is just be here. You can sit for as long or as little as you want, and you'll know when it's ready to open your eyes. When you're ready, you can open your eyes, but for now, just sit still. Allow any outside noises or distractions to just pass. And just sit with yourself and give yourself the gift of silence. Okay, so if you just slowly start to bring your attention back now, wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Just start to bring your attention back into your body. And when you're ready, and if you're ready, you can open your eyes and just really make note of how you feel having done that. And you can go back to this meditation anytime you like. It starts at 21 minutes, so just fast forward through all my beginning rambles, 21 minutes, and then you start. And it is a 12-minute meditation, which is an excellent length of time to really see some changes and some differences. And it's that simple. It's part guided and part not, which I think is the perfect balance, because you get the right amount of time with your thoughts and the right amount of guidance to help you if you're a beginner. And I am honestly so grateful to be able to share these things with you, and I really do hope that you enjoyed that. I'm also so incredibly sorry that right at the end a massive army helicopter just started to go overhead, but it was a great practice of being able to be in meditation and hear sounds and things that going on around you, and just being able to detach from them and just let them go, because that does so often happen with meditation. The dog starts barking, the children start crying, there's something going on, and you know, as long as everybody's safe, it's the perfect way to practice detachment and just letting go and just being with yourself in that moment. So I do apologise, but in a way it was actually quite good, because that is a good practice to be able to do that. It's just not what I had planned. So I really do hope you enjoy that, and I honestly just feel just so grateful and just so happy that I get to share these things on this platform with you. So if you did enjoy this episode, then please do share it with people that you think would benefit from it. Anyone who's interested in getting started with meditation, you can just let them know there's this 12-minute meditation you can do. It's really quick and easy. You can just sit there and you can hear the helicopters go past at the end. And yeah, please just share it. Also connect with me on Instagram. You know, I love to hear from you. I love to connect with everyone who listens. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, I am Charlotte Jackson. My goodness, I can't even say my name. I'm so zenned out after that meditation. At I am Charlotte Jackson is my handle. Please leave a review as well if you enjoyed listening to this, and a rating. Share this with your friends, and I will check in with you and catch up with you on the next episode of Game Changer. Thank you so much for listening.